Hi everyone, Patrick Kovler here, and today I'm going to be discussing Devblog 21 that was released for FusionFall Legacy the other day. Now, these ones were pretty hard to figure out for me, actually. I have a lot of questionable guesses for this. I actually think the NPC Devblog that I discussed recently was easier than this one. So I tried to outline everything for you guys so you could see the shapes easier, because this one, oh man, it's so crammed. Everyone is like shoved together. It's so hard to see everyone. But hopefully these outlines will clear things up and you can get a better grasp of who's who and what I think. So, starting from the left, we have Buck Todd Russell from Time Squad and Robot Jones from Whatever Happened to Robot Jones. Buck's pretty obvious. You can see the little, pegs he has on the side of his mask and his fist curled up like that. It's, very Buck pose, I guess. And under him, we have Robot Jones, who's a little bit harder to see since he's blended in with Buck. But if you look at my outline, you can see where his head would fit in, and you can see his claw coming out from the side. He's obviously right there. The two new NPCs together makes sense. To their right is a few questionable people. The one at the top, someone said was father to me, and I think that's a pretty good, guess, but I don't think it's him. I mean, I watch Kids Next Door a ton. It's one of my favorite Cartoon Network shows, and I can agree that the hair looks similar to his, but there's that peg coming out of the guy's back, or girl, or animal, or whoever it is. And yeah, it doesn't really look like it could be him. So that's a very iffy one. And below that character is someone I really have no idea who it is. They've got some sort of claw tail thing at the bottom, and from all the outlines I got, he's like completely square, and I really have no idea who that could be either. So moving to their right, it's an animal sort of shape. I mean, I thought it could kind of be Edward from Camp Laszlo, but I mean, it's a little kind of squashed to be him. I mean, it does have like the tall head and everything, and looks like he could have, his wings, but I'm not sure. That's a very questionable one too. Now, this one's pretty obvious. To possible Edward's right is number 362 / Rachel Mackenzie from Codename Kids Next Door. I'm so excited for this one. Oh my gosh. Kids Next Door, yeah, like I said, is one of my favorite shows, so having more NPCs and nanos featuring different characters from the show that aren't from Sector V is very cool for me. I always wanted to see more operatives, and I'm so thankful we're getting one of the coolest non-Sector V kids. This also means that almost every new NPC may be getting a nano. I'm not sure, but it's a possibility, since we all know that she's also an upcoming NPC. To her bottom right is a thing that I think might be the Nude from the Nude era of Cartoon Network, when they used to have all those little ads with the blank white guy who was the Nude. I don't know. I outlined this one, and really that's what stood out the most to me, that he looked very similar to the original Nude model. So I really don't know. I don't know why they put him in there, really, but I mean, he would be a pretty cool addition, and that silhouette does look pretty close to him in my opinion. Now, to his top right, well, I guess actually I'll backtrack a little bit and go to that fist that's right by 362. I really don't know what this is. Like, I don't know who it belongs to or what. Some people said it's Nurgle Jr., and sadly, I don't think it is. It really doesn't fit in with him. And if Junior were to be somewhere, I don't think he'd have a tentacle or anything like that coming out of him. I mean he might, but they'd be pretty tiny. I don't think they'd be fist shaped like that, and it doesn't really attach to anyone. I mean, maybe there's someone in front of 362 that I couldn't really see who has that fist, but it's another questionable. To the nude's top right is someone who I think looks like a Courage the Cowardly Dog character, but I'm not really sure. I mean, I haven't watched Courage that much, so I can't really place it as a specific character, and it's probably not. But in my opinion, it looks like a Courage-ish style. We got the curl on top of the hair and the little sleeve coming out of the bottom. Some sort of tail thing, maybe? I'm not sure. That could definitely be someone else in front of them that I just couldn't really see because they were smashed together in one outline. But questionable Courage character. And moving on to their right is someone that I think I messed up outlining, and it came out really weird, so I don't really have any speculation for it. You have that little beefy hand at the bottom that I know belongs to them, and you got the Skips looking head, but I don't think it could be Skips. Skips is definitely a possibility for someone in here, but not there. And to their right are who I think they might be the Rowdy Rough Boys. Maybe. Possibly. But they could totally be someone else. Because when I first saw the one in the middle, I thought it was the character who nobody could place that was from the previous Devblogs. But I don't really know. I mean, for one, nobody ever solved who that character was, so it's a very, hard to tell thing, because all we really got was that they had pointy hair. And it could be a Rowdy Rough Boy, too. I don't know. It's very, shaky, these guesses. And who I labeled 86, I don't know, could be Boomer or something, but I think it looks more like one of the other two, and I know Boomer has the little things on top of his head, based on the style they were going on. They had, the Rowdy Rough Boys in the style from when they came back, and they, got all amped up and couldn't die or anything. But I think he looks more like the one on the left, and I don't really see the little pieces on top of the hair that he has. So maybe Rowdy Rough Boys, maybe not. It could just be some characters who are, similar in shape, and one of them's the person with the pointy hair from the Devblog, and maybe the other one's 86 because there was that slight helmet shape there. But I don't know, I couldn't really see an area where there's a skirt or anything. So it's probably not her either. I don't know. So Rowdy Rough Boys, pointy hair, 86, something like that. In front of the pointy hair person is Jackie Cones from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. This is another one of those new NPCs that is speculated to show up in the game. So again, another hint towards maybe all the new NPCs are getting nanos. To the right of possible 86/Rowdy Rough Boy person is Mr. Harriman from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. This one's pretty hard to see too, but you can definitely tell with the way the body gets chubbier as it goes down and curves into the tail. It's definitely Mr. Harriman. Now, above him are Rolf and the Kanker sisters from Ed, Edd n Eddy. These ones were the pretty obvious ones everyone saw. Well, especially the Kanker sisters. Rolf wasn't as obvious to everyone, but the Kankers were definitely one of those prominent characters in the silhouette. You got the curly hair and, the three smashed together in one, making those classic poses. Definitely the girls. And to their left is Rolf. he's got a bit of a Marie Canker hairstyle here, but it's him. Below the Cankers is who I think is Frankie. I'm not sure, but it's got the sweater and the skirt and those shoes. So I think maybe it's probably her. And if she were to have a nano, because she obviously didn't have one in the regular original game, if she were to have one, she would definitely be in that area in the silhouette because she's right by Harriman and Jackie, who are also from Foster's. So they tend to place some of the characters from the same material by each other, so it makes sense for Frankie to be there. The only thing is I don't really see where her ponytail could be. To the Kanker's right is someone who I think is from Ben 10. Someone said that they think it's a Scotsman, and I think that's also a good prediction. But I'm leaning towards someone from Ben 10. I mean, they're in that very Ben 10 pose. So I'm gonna go with that. To his right is Dexter's dad from Dexter's Laboratory. Everyone thinks this is Nurgle Jr., and guys, though I would love to have a Nurgle Jr. nano, and that would be the nano that I would use all the time, it's not him. Dexter's dad has that type of hair that goes up in the little point, and so does Junior, but his is more, the curl in the front. You got the curl and it goes back into the two little spikes. Dexter's dad is more as just a curve and goes up into two little spikes, but reversed. Like, there's no actually, curl, and the curved part is on the opposite side from Junior's. And even if they restyled Junior in FusionFall Legacy to have more of a spike type of hair instead of a curl, he's got a little squished face, and Dexter's dad has that elongated, curved, smooth type of face that's very, long, with the glasses right in the middle. And Junior's got tiny little face, with those huge glasses that are like the same size as Dexter's dad, but on a tiny face. It's not him. Junior's too tiny. So I'm gonna go with it's Dexter's dad. Plus, he was shown in the Devblogs in the silhouette, and people thought it was Junior too, but it's his dad is the NPC, so it makes sense for this to be his nano. To his right is BMO from Adventure Time, or Lil D from Class of 3000. Now, I thought this was BMO at first, first looking at it, getting past all the people who were jokingly saying it was SpongeBob SquarePants. And I thought it was BMO, gliding his little arms and everything. But someone pointed out to me that it might not be BMO because he has what seems to be a neck. I thought it was a leg at first, but if you look closely, it also can come across as someone wearing a hat. And in that case, it would probably be Little D. So I'm gonna place my bets on either of those two, because BMO is completely plausible, seeing as how he was shown in the gameplay footage. To his right is Lil D, another suspect. I don't know, the shape's kind of confusing, so I'm gonna mark it as another Lil D possibility. It's got another hat type of shape. And to his right is Sheep from Sheep in the Big City. I labeled this also as a Sunny possibility, but I don't think so. I mean, they would put Sunny by Little D for sure. So that was kind of my reasoning for that. And, it looks like his type of curved head. But once you look at it for long enough, you can really only see it as Sheep. So I'm placing Sheep as the dominant possibility. And there's like a little 1% chance that it's Sunny. In front of BMO and Little D are a couple like chubbier looking characters. And these ones are hard to decipher because, the Larry 3000 Nano is in the way. And it's kind of hard to see anything. Someone said maybe one of those was Tommy from Kids Next Door. maybe, maybe not. I'll have to see when more people get revealed, then it'll be easier for the shadows to show up better. Oh wait, no, I already did that. To the right of Sheep is Scoutmaster Lumpus from Camp Laszlo. Oh my gosh, when will they reveal Lumpus? He's been shown since Devblog 1. Everybody knows it's Lumpus, but they haven't shown him yet. He's still stayed there shrouded in mystery, even though everybody knows who he is. And now he has a nano too to go along with that. So that'll probably be the same situation with the nano. He'll probably stay there for a while, but we all know it's you, Lumpus. And underneath him are more suspicious characters. Another possible Tommy? I'm not sure. It's got kind of a flat foot down there. To the right of Lumpus is, I don't know, it looks kind of like Trigon, but obviously Teen Titans can't be in it, so I'm kind of stumped on that. To the right of that thing is another human-looking nano. It was kind of a generic, so I couldn't place anyone to it. And above them is Fiskerton from the Secret Saturdays. I never watched one episode of the show, but I knew immediately who it was when I saw it. And I had to look him up and have people's, have people answer for me what his name was, because I drew a complete blank on it, but it's definitely Fiskerton. I knew from the start. It's got, the little pointy, but furry looking texture to it. Yep, get ready for Fiskerton, everybody. To his right are more questionable people. Looks like another robot, maybe? There's another claw hand with what looks kind of like a skirt. Well, like a type of, like, poofy pants with some hooves. It's kind of like when him goes into that weird beefy stage. I don't know. Maybe it's like beefy him or something. That sounds really dumb, I know. All these guesses sound kind of unsure. I'm not doing well today with narration. I'm sorry, everybody. And to his right, possible beefy him's right, is, I think, Coop from Megas XLR. There's some weird sort of leg appendage thing underneath him. I have no idea who that belongs to. It does not belong to Coop. But I really have no idea who it could be a part of. I'm drawing a blank on that. Well, there you have it, everybody. There's some of my predictions and odd guesses for Devblog 21. If you agree or disagree with any of my opinions, feel free to leave a comment below. I'd love to discuss this with you guys. Also, check out my posts on the FusionFall Legacy forums about this. I made a few speculation posts on the Devblog hype thread, and thus there's the Astradello cat watermark in the bottom left corner. That's my forum username if you want to look me up. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. Thumbs up if you like this video, all that, dumb stuff that everybody says. And thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it.